Good morning, boys and girls. Make sure we've completed our assignment from yesterday, lesson 39. Today we're working on lesson 40. Let's go ahead and begin. Touch column A and part 1. Let's see if you remember a meaning for each of those affixes. Touch the letters UN. What's one meaning of un? Not. Touch the letters LY. What's one meaning of li? How something happened. Touch the letters RE. What's one meaning of re? Again. Touch the letters DIS. What's one meaning of dis? Not. The opposite of or away from. Let's look at column B. First word. What word? Distinct. Next word. What word? Discovery. Next word. What word? Disbelief. Look at column C. First word. What word? Disappeared. Next word. What word? Displeased. Next word. What word? Discomfort. Next word. What word? Disagreement. Let's go ahead and look at part 2. Let's go ahead and talk about what those words mean, boys and girls. First word. What word? Extension. Something that is added is an extension. Everybody, what's another way of saying he had an added part for his letter? Think about it. Get ready. He had an extension for his letter. Word number 2. What word? Argument. An argument is a disagreement. Number 3. What word? Deadlocked. When neither side can win, the sides are deadlocked. Search word number 4. What word? Hammock. What is a hammock? A hammock is a swinging bed made of net or cloth. Let's go ahead and look at part 3, boys and girls, paying close attention to the words that we are about to go over. First word, what word? Achieved. Next word, what word? Figure. Next word, what word? Remodeling. Next word, what word? Completed. Next word, what word? Loose. Next word, what word? Combination. Next word, what word? Referred. Next word. What word? Original. Next word. What word? Rattle. Next word. What word? Consisted. Next word. What word? Thoughtfully. Next word. What word? Kitchen. Next word. What word? Procedures. Next word. What word? Particularly. Next word. What worm? Warmer. Next word. What word? Charge. Next word. What word? Collected. Next word. What word? Obviously. Next word. What word? Switched. Next word. What word? Continued. Next word. What word? Connecting. Next word. What word? Entire. Next word. What word? Leaned. Next word. What word? Specific. Next word. What word? Occurred. Next word. What word? Examine. Next word. What word? Announced. Next word. What word? Arrangement. Next word. What word? Prepared. Next word. What word? Exceptional. Next word. What word? Unbelievable. Next word. What word? Agreement. Next word. What word? Individual. Next word. What word? Caution. Next word. What word? Comfortable. Next word. What word? Unfortunate. Next word. What word? Usually. Next word. What word? Decision. Next word. What word? Involved. Let's go ahead and continue with the story. The title of the story is The Trees Are Dead. The days were cold for about 2 months. The weather then became obviously warmer. Spring was coming, and by now the shelter had been remodeled 3 times. The first remodeling occurred about 3 weeks after the weather had turned cold. This remodeling was achieved by digging another hole next to the original one and then joining the 2 holes, forming a shelter that was about twice the size of the original one. The second remodeling began almost as soon as the first had completed. It consisted of a large extension with a flat roof and a large fireplace. The people referred to this area as the porch. It became the workroom. Animal skins and tools hung on the grass and wood walls. The last remodeling consisted of a second story which was dug out of part of the hill above the original cave and connected with it by a roof and a ladder. The second story became the sleeping area, and the entire downstairs became a combination workroom, kitchen, and dining area. Everyone had specific jobs, but some people had switched jobs with other people. It turned out that one older man was very good at making clothes, so he switched jobs with the man who had been making them. Also, the procedures for taking care of the animals had changed. By now, there were 4 young pigs, 2 wild dogs, over 30 monkeys, and 10 rabbits in a large open pen. The monkeys were not doing well. They couldn't seem to stand the cold weather. The woman in charge of the animals collected plants and seeds for them to eat, made sure that they had plenty of water, and cleaned the animal shelter. One day when the weather was particularly warm, Santa and Bruce were out checking their traps. Bruce pointed to the trees. "Unfortunately, I think these trees are dead," he said. He took his axe and chopped through the bark of the tree. He examined the layer that was just beneath the bark. See, he said, if this tree were alive, it would have a bright green layer beneath the bark. The layer on this tree is gray, which means that the tree is dead. Bruce and Santa checked the other trees. All were dead. Finally, Bruce said, "We probably won't have coconut, banana, or breadfruit trees this summer. Furthermore, all of the animals that live off the trees will have no food, so they will either die or leave the island." Santa said, "What are we going to do if we don't have food this summer?" Bruce said, "We may be able to live off the sea animals, but we will have trouble keeping the land animals if we can find plants for them." Bruce leaned against a tree and continued thoughtfully, "Maybe we should think about building a boat and leaving the island." That evening, Bruce sat on his hammock in the shelter and thought. When people move from place to place, they do so because they figure that the new place will be better than the old place. The old place probably doesn't give them enough comfort. Things are too hard in the old place. They don't know what things will be like in the new place, but they figure that there is a place where things are better, so they go out to find that place. If the old place gives them the comfort they want, there is no reason for them to move. If the old place doesn't give them the comfort they want, they may think about moving to another place. If the old place has a life problem, they must move from old place, because if they don't, they will die. The days were getting warmer now. Some grass was beginning to grow, so the group decided to turn the animals loose and let them hunt for their own food. Each animal had a rattle around its neck that was made from little bones and coconut shells. You could hear the animals even if you could not see them. However, most of the animals stayed near the shelter. Remember to complete lesson 40, boys and girls. Please do not wait till Friday to cram up with 5 lessons. I suggest you start completing 1 lesson per day. Have a great day.